There comes a time in life when comfort feels like a warm blanket, but it also becomes a cage. We sit where it's safe, we walk only where it's easy, and we dream only what feels possible. But my friends, the truth is, growth never happens in comfort. It happens in discomfort, in difficulty, in those moments that break us only to build us stronger. Doing what is hard is not about proving anything to the world, it is about proving to yourself that you are capable of much more than you ever imagined. Every extraordinary story begins when someone dares to do what others avoid. Every powerful transformation begins when you choose the harder path over the easier escape. So today, I want to share with you powerful strategies that will remind you why doing what is hard is the greatest gift you can give to your own soul. Growth lives beyond comfort. Growth is never born in the arms of comfort. It blooms in the harsh winds of challenge, in the cold nights when you're all alone, questioning if you'll ever make it. The moments that test you are not meant to break you, they are meant to awaken the strength that has been sleeping inside you. Every discomfort is a doorway to transformation, but only if you dare to walk through it. Comfort whispers, stay here, it's safe, but growth calls, come forward, it's time. When you step outside the boundaries of comfort, you begin to see who you truly are. You stop depending on ease to define your happiness, and you start relying on resilience to shape your destiny. It's in discomfort that you learn your worth, your patience, and your power. The truth is, if you keep choosing what's easy, life will keep you ordinary. But if you choose what's hard, life will shape you into something extraordinary. Every great transformation begins with a decision to face discomfort with courage. The seed must break to sprout, the butterfly must struggle to fly, and you must stretch beyond your limits to grow. The more you avoid discomfort, the more you delay your own evolution. Growth doesn't ask if you're ready, it asks if you're willing. The beauty of doing what's hard is that it reveals layers of you that you never knew existed. You begin to realize that struggle isn't your enemy, it's your greatest mentor. Every painful step forward becomes a lesson, every obstacle becomes an opportunity, and every hardship becomes a stepping stone toward the person you're meant to be. Growth doesn't happen overnight. It happens through countless days of persistence, through endless moments of faith, and through the fire of perseverance. Each time you push through the resistance, you are reborn stronger, wiser, and more alive. Comfort protects you temporarily, but growth empowers you eternally. So, when life challenges you, don't shrink back. Lean into the discomfort, because that's where magic happens. That's where strength is born, courage is discovered, and resilience takes root. You don't grow when life is easy, you grow when life demands more from you than you think you can give. And in that demand, you find your wings. You rise not because it was simple, but because you were brave enough to face the storm and let it shape you into something unbreakable. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. Discipline is the quiet force that turns invisible dreams into tangible realities. It's not loud or dramatic. It's the consistent choice to do what is hard, especially when you don't feel like it. Dreams will always look beautiful in your imagination, but without discipline, they stay trapped there, untouched and unfulfilled. Discipline demands that you show up when motivation is gone, that you rise when your body says rest, and that you keep faith when results are nowhere to be seen. Doing what is hard every single day builds a muscle inside you that nothing can break. It teaches you the art of persistence. It's easy to work when inspiration flows, but true strength is found in the moments when you keep going without applause, without validation, without comfort. That's the real test of your commitment. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel, it asks what you want your future to look like. The difference between dreamers and achievers lies in one word: consistency. You can wish all day long, but unless you act with discipline, you're building castles in the air. Discipline is doing the work even when you're tired, focused even when you're distracted, and hopeful even when progress seems invisible. It's what transforms potential into power. There will be mornings when you wake up and feel like giving up. There will be nights when exhaustion whispers you've done enough. But discipline reminds you of your purpose, it keeps your fire alive. Every time you do what's hard, you're creating a habit that rewires your mind for excellence. You stop waiting for motivation and start living with determination. Discipline is not punishment, it's self respect. It's the way you honor your dreams by showing up for them every day. It's the bridge that connects who you are today to who you have the power to become. Without it, you'll forever stand on the wrong side of your destiny, wishing for what could have been. When you master discipline, you master yourself. You stop being a slave to your moods and start being a servant to your goals. That's where transformation begins. Doing what is hard teaches you control, focus, and faith in the unseen. It teaches you that progress doesn't come from grand gestures, but from small, consistent acts of effort. And one day, when your dreams become real, you'll look back and realize it wasn't luck that got you there. It was discipline. It was those countless hard moments that no one saw, but that built everything they now admire. Pain is a powerful teacher. Pain is the language of transformation. It speaks to you in ways comfort never could. When you do what is hard, pain will visit you often, but not to destroy you. It comes to refine you, to strip away your fears, your pride, your illusions, and show you what truly matters. Pain has a purpose, and those who dare to listen to its lessons emerge with a strength that cannot be shaken. There is something sacred about enduring pain and still choosing to rise. You begin to see life differently. You stop asking why me and start asking what is this teaching me? Pain doesn't come to punish you, it comes to polish you. Every scar carries a story of survival, every wound hides wisdom waiting to be understood. When you face pain with courage, it transforms your heart. It makes you more compassionate, more grounded, more human. You begin to realize that pain isn't the opposite of peace, it's the path to it. You start appreciating joy more deeply because you've tasted sorrow. You start valuing light more dearly because you've walked through the dark. Doing what is hard often means sitting with discomfort instead of running from it. It means embracing the ache of growth instead of seeking the illusion of ease. And in that choice, you evolve. You learn to breathe through the pain, to stand tall even when it hurts, to trust that healing will come. Pain teaches you endurance. It teaches you patience. It teaches you faith. When everything falls apart, it's pain that rebuilds you stronger. You learn that nothing worth having comes without struggle, and that resilience is not born in ease, it's born in agony. There's a quiet beauty in pain that words can't capture. It humbles you, it softens your edges, it reminds you that life is fragile but you are fierce. It teaches you to keep your heart open even when it's breaking. That is where true strength lives, in the willingness to feel deeply, to fall and still rise again. And one day, when you've healed, you look back and thank the pain, because it didn't come to end your story, it came to awaken it. Courage is doing it even when you're afraid. Courage is not a loud roar, it is the quiet whisper that says, I'll try again tomorrow. It's the trembling hand that still reaches forward, the shaking voice that still speaks truth, and the uncertain step that still moves ahead. When you do what is hard, fear becomes your constant companion. It stands beside you, it whispers doubts, it tells you to turn back. But courage is the force that looks fear in the eye and says, you are not my master. There will be moments when you stand at the edge of the unknown, your heart pounding, your mind questioning every decision you've made. You'll feel fear wrapping around you like chains. But courage isn't about not feeling afraid, it's about moving anyway. It's about trusting yourself enough to believe that something greater lies on the other side of fear. Every act of bravery begins with uncertainty, and every step forward weakens the hold of fear a little more. Doing what is hard often means walking alone. There won't always be applause, understanding, or even support. But courage teaches you that you don't need approval to move forward, you only need conviction. It's about doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. It's about taking that first step even when you can't see the staircase ahead. Because courage doesn't wait for perfect timing, it creates it. Fear thrives in silence, but courage grows in action. The more you do, the less power fear has. The more you face what scares you, the smaller it becomes. You realize that fear was never a wall, it was just a shadow. And shadows only exist when there's light nearby. Every time you face your fears, you let that light grow stronger within you. You start realizing that you were never meant to live small, you were meant to live bold. Courage is not a one time act, it's a daily decision. It's waking up and saying, I will not let fear dictate my life. It's continuing to fight battles no one knows you're fighting. It's smiling through uncertainty and believing that your strength will carry you through. Every act of courage, no matter how small, builds the foundation of a life that's unshakable. Sometimes courage is simply showing up. Showing up when your heart is heavy, when your knees tremble, when your faith feels thin. It's the decision to keep going, even when everything inside you says stop. Courage doesn't mean you don't cry, it means you cry, but you don't quit. You keep walking because something within you refuses to surrender. And one day, you'll look back and realize that the fears that once haunted you became the stepping stones that shaped you. You'll realize that courage wasn't about slaying dragons, it was about taming the fear within. And in doing what was hard, you discovered that bravery was never about being fearless, it was about being free. Greatness demands sacrifice. Greatness is not gifted, it's earned through sacrifice, sweat, and sleepless nights. Doing what is hard often means giving up what's easy. It means saying no to distractions, no to comfort, and no to everything that keeps you small. You can't chase greatness while holding on to comfort at the same time. Every dream that has ever changed the world was born through someone's sacrifice. There will be days when you'll have to choose between what feels good and what feels right, between temporary pleasure and lasting purpose. Sacrifice is not about losing, it's about choosing something greater. It's about trading short-term satisfaction for long-term fulfillment. Every time you say no to what weakens you, you say yes to what strengthens you. That is how greatness is built, decision by decision, sacrifice by sacrifice. The path of greatness is not glamorous. It's filled with rejection, with doubt, with loneliness. You'll lose friends who don't understand your journey. You'll miss moments that others enjoy, but what you'll gain in return is something priceless, peace of knowing you stayed true to your purpose. Every sacrifice becomes a brick in the foundation of your destiny. You must be willing to outwork, outlast, and outbelieve everyone who doubts you. You must be willing to give up the ease of now for the glory of later. Because greatness is not for those who seek comfort, it's for those who are willing to walk through fire. Every time you endure, every time you choose persistence over pleasure, you rise a little higher, you become someone that even your past self wouldn't recognize. The truth about sacrifice is that it feels painful in the moment, but it brings peace in the end. You may cry while you work, you may ache while you climb, but when you finally stand on the summit of your success, every tear will make sense. Every hardship will feel worth it. The sacrifices that once felt heavy will become the reasons you stand proud. Greatness doesn't come to those who wait, it comes to those who work when no one is watching. It comes to those who stay committed when no one claps. The late nights, the failures, the lonely efforts, they all shape you. Sacrifice transforms you from ordinary to exceptional. It makes you realize that every hard moment was a seed of greatness waiting to bloom. And one day, when the world looks at your success and calls you lucky, only you will know the truth. You'll know that luck had nothing to do with it. It was sacrifice. It was the nights of doubt, the mornings of discipline, and the courage to do what was hard, even when it hurt. In the end, doing what is hard is not a burden, it is a blessing. It is life's way of testing your strength and revealing your purpose. Every time you face a challenge, you are being refined, not ruined. You are being shaped into someone capable of carrying the weight of greatness. The world doesn't reward those who avoid struggle. It honors those who walk through it with grace and fire in their hearts. So when you're faced with something that feels impossible, remember this difficulty is not your enemy, it's your opportunity. Do what is hard, because that's where your greatness lives. Do what is hard, because that's how you become unstoppable. And one day, you'll thank every challenge for turning you into the masterpiece you were always meant to be.